Namaste, my friends, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor, and today I'm going to share with you 5 things I think you should know about this extremely powerful, pivotal full moon we have here on December 12th, 2019. This full moon is kicking off the new energy we've been building for all year. I keep saying 2020 is going to be drastically different than what you've been experiencing in 2019. And when I say the energies are kicking off and are new, what I really mean is that you are bringing forth from within yourself a new frequency, a new energy, and a new cycle for 2020, because 2020 is going to be a lot different. And here's why. The collective has been sort of building to kind of a tipping point where more and more people are going to start having the same exact experiences that you and I have been having for quite some time. But you are, in a sense, predisposed to succeeding in this type of spiritual transformation. Why? Because you've done it before. Not everyone else has. So when other people in the masses start to experience some of the things that maybe are challenging to you, but you can handle, it's going to be a totally different ballgame, and there will be a need for folks like you to be a calm, reassuring, just presence and frequency amidst this collective awakening. So it'll be about stepping into your purpose. It'll be about igniting your passion. It'll be about forward pursuits, no longer dwelling as much in the shadows of your ego for healing and purging. There'll be a lot of that, and we're gonna keep doing that basically. But there will be a turning point this year where a lot of the people who watch my audience will start living more of a life of service and sharing and teaching and healing and spreading consciousness all across the planet in whatever way that means for you. It might mean being a really happy, grounded individual as you go throughout your day-to-day experiences, going to the store, going to work, hanging out with your family. That's that ripple effect of your presence, your mere presence, as you live whatever life seems exciting to you is massive. Now, a lot of you have such fiery spirit similar to myself, and will find yourself getting ideas, insights, downloads that you will feel a knowingness to put them into action. And this year, my friend, there'll be a guidance, there'll be support for the fruition, the grounding of these ideas. So it's a completely different ball game. That's why I spent so much time introducing it. I haven't even gotten into the 5 things. I'm about to have no voice in a second here because it's such a game changer. 12/12 is the turning point. You've made it. It's go time, okay? So more on that, as I always say. I'll break it down now into 5 specific themes in just a moment here. Before I do, let me just real quickly say, if you're brand new to my channel, I can't recommend enough my free meditation to help you align with your higher self. It'll make getting the downloads a lot easier. I made it. It's totally free. You check it out down below at the top of the description box if you'd like. And with that said, I will see you inside of the video. Number 1, as we transition into the new, there will be a faster, easier, more accelerated process of life, revealing to you what you're still holding on to. Whatever it is that is, it has no business being in your auric field, in your consciousness, in your body, in your mind, your thoughts, and your patterns, behaviors, beliefs, etc. It's go time. So life will always support life. And in this case, the way it's going to manifest for light workers like yourself is life's going to be showing you pretty obviously what it is you're still holding on to that's going to interfere with your full readiness for this coming year. So expect more synchronicity with this theme in mind. Look to life, look to your experiences, your day-to-day life, the people you communicate with, the thoughts you have, the different circumstances that just come and go out of your ebb and flow, out of your present moment. It's going to have a story to tell, and the story is going to be a reflection of what's going on inside of your psyche that is getting in the way. Now, for me, I've been at Tony Robbins. That's why I have no voice, as you haven't noticed. And there's been a lot of awesome stuff we've been doing. But amidst the scheduled transformational experiences, I've been getting all these insights and downloads and synchronicities and just sort of revelations of clarity through just seeing a certain person and their energy. For example, I'll give you an example of how this might play out for you. There was this young girl there. She was about 16 years old, she said, and she had the same exact energy, the same exact look, and she seemed like she's even the same type of personality as my 10-year-old daughter. And they spent so much time with this girl because this girl had such a wise level of consciousness and presence. You could tell Tony recognized that and saw this person just speaking was of value to everybody there. And for me, just through this girl's mouth, the things she spoke about might have had different meaning, but I had my own little process going on as I observed this young soul who so closely resembled my daughter. It was spot on. In fact, I was thinking this, my friend Aaron Dowdy's here, and he sent me a text. He said, dude, that girl looks just like Maya. I know, man. So that's an example. And I've been having that type of experience all over the place. And if you haven't, just look out for it. You might not be looking out for it. Maybe hearing this video can put you in a different sort of frame of mind so you can be more receptive to this type of input that is going to be so helpful. And it's kind of a final big release as we blast off into 2020. Number 2, you will notice a surge of power in your ability, more so than ever before, to make positive, legitimate, significant life changes. And just positive changes to yourself and your life. For a long time, it can be really challenging, sometimes seemingly impossible, to transcend our conditioning, even though we're well aware of it. A lot of times as you start to wake up, you start to just become aware of all your patterns, all your neurotic sort of dysfunctional tendencies, all your darkness, and the awareness is a first step and it's great. But sometimes your conditioning is so hardwired and possesses so much momentum that even with all that awareness, it's very difficult to break out of it. It's like, God, I know I need to stop smoking cigarettes. I know, not only because it's obvious it's something I don't want to do. I'm coughing more often. I'm having a rough time in the gym and I'm wasting my money. I'm starting to see synchronicities reflecting my awareness of the fact that it's time to quit. It's getting in the way. I know it's bad. I know I started. I've healed all that. And in spite of all that awareness and all that prior healing, it's just the habit. It can be just tough to break because it's just so automatic. But now is just, again, it's a new energy where life is almost going to be channeling through you in a more powerful way, giving you the strength, giving you whatever quality you need, whether it's discipline or focus or willpower or courage, it doesn't matter. You will find more of that. And you will find that you can break these patterns easier than ever before. This is the time to really look at your life and say, who do I want to be? Where do I want to go? And do it. And just make it happen. You will have that ability within yourself at a new level. I promise you, just try, just don't give up on yourself. You are a new person in this moment. And you can do things you couldn't have done 5 minutes ago, let alone 5 years from now. Number 3, you will find that you start to identify more so with the fire. What does the fire mean, Vic? You're probably wondering. Fire meaning passion. Fire meaning spirit. Fire implying truth. Soul, spiritual connectedness, your essence. As you bust out of these patterns and have these final last releases of some of your unresolved issues, you will find that your passion, the energized force of your spirit will just become a lot more intense, a lot more noticeable, a lot more of a dominant influence in where you want to go in your life, in the person you want to mold into. You will just find that you will have more passion than ever before. And my goodness, that's a good thing, because passion, that energy, that freed up resource is the fuel for all the changes you want to make in your life. It can be difficult to kind of get afloat and make real like progress and develop real freedom and happiness in the world because there's so many challenges. There's so much negative conditioning. There's so much fear. There's so much bad vibes. And it's like, it can feel suffocating. It can feel overwhelming. Just the structure of the lives we've fallen into. And it can seem like to my own devices, I don't have what it takes to really reclaim my power and reclaim my life. But there is something inside of you that you are made from that will give you enough gusto, endurance, insight to break out of the freaking matrix and to live life on your terms, to start building and cultivating and creating a life that is perfect for you. And that resource, as you can probably guess, is passion. And you're gonna find yourself, you can probably see it in me, I'm all over, I could just start going nuts right now. You're gonna find that you have more access to your passion this coming up now in this the cycle, the 12-12 cycle going forward. Number 4, as you start to live from this passion that is truly your source, who you are, you will find that you will start experiencing connection. I wrote down here, straight up, connections up the wazoo. What I mean by that is that, as I keep saying, life will support itself. You are a vessel for positive change in the world. And therefore, life will bring you what you need to make this journey a lot easier, where you're not having to find your way by yourself in your own little world. Like my daughter plays this game, Minecraft, on the computer. I don't know anything about it, but just every time I look at it, it seems like it's just one little person, one little character in this big world with adversity and stuff. And that's not how it is for you, even though it might seem that way. You might feel alone. You guys people who watch my channel are just growing at such an accelerated rate that it can be very challenging, especially during certain times and like themes of your awakening. It can be very difficult to feel grounded in reality and to be relatable with other people. And consequently, it can feel like you're very, very much alone. But that's only for a time until you get to a certain point where you start to attract other people just like you at the same wavelength, going in the same direction, with the same mission, from the same freaking soul family. They'll start coming out of left field in new relationships, even new acquaintances, new people who just find themselves wanting to help you and you can help them. It's like life is starting, like light is starting to finally connect itself to itself. And you're a manifestation of that. So what I'm saying, with all that sort of abstract, esoteric sort of jargon aside, you'll find yourself running into the right people, having the right ideas, finding the right book, the right information, the right YouTube video, the right blog article, the right little thing in the mail, the right billboard as you pass when you're driving down the road. It's going to be like, you'll feel so much help. And it can be very fast too. I'll give kind of a simple, practical example. As many of you know, I really want to dedicate myself to helping as many people as I possibly can wake up and come into their power. And the way I want to do that is writing books. So for that to happen, I have to have income coming in. So I started thinking, how can I like earn income as I write? Maybe that'll make money. I don't know, and I don't even care. It's not why I'm going to write. It has nothing to do with it. So anyway, sort of a goal I've always had in the back of my mind is to eventually invest in properties and buy properties in locations I like and make them a vacation rental / Airbnb sort of thing. And I just sort of wrote this down, was thinking about it. Lo and behold, out of 5,000 people, that I haven't talked to many people at this Tony Robbins event, I find myself talking to this individual who does exactly that. He's got this online course, he was telling me about it, where he helps people do it, and he pretty much told me the whole deal about how to do that, and that it will work. It's a thing people are doing. And I'm gonna just entertain that thought for quite a while, but because my intention is to serve, life is kind of giving me what I need and also what I want, so that I will continue to express this energy out there in whatever way resonates at the time. So if you can get behind more of a global mission, which I believe almost everyone watching this, if you're attracted to the content I share, you're already like that. That is who you are, what you are, and what you represent to the world. And again, we're coming into a new point where you will start finding just so much support, so many connections as you live your truth and truly desire to serve. Number 5, and this is so important. If you hear nothing else, hear this. It's time to stop doubting yourself. There could be so much positive momentum, so much divine assistance, if you will, and you are so powerful that you have the power to cut yourself off from this source, this flow of forward-moving divine frequency. Your doubts can spiral you away into your own little world, into your own mind, where you are just living out the past that is becoming more and more and more and more distant. But you are so powerful, you can bring that past right into the forefront and make it seem as if that's what's going on in your life. You start to see your entire life through the filters of the person you used to be but no longer are. And doubt is like the precursor to all of that. It's time to stand where you actually are instead of letting yourself get sucked back into the past. It's time to remind yourself, be aware of who you are now in this moment. You're diametrically opposed to who you once were, okay? I watched Tony Robbins do this real cool thing. I'll just share it with you before I go. And there's this woman who had been coming to his seminars a lot, and she was like doing great. She was this single mother. She had her first child at 15 years old. She's older now when her child was there, and she was like a little teenager. And this woman's like, she's like really succeeding in business. They put a camera onto her daughter, and her daughter looked like really good. You can just tell. She was happy. She was like happy for, you can tell she was like a good spirit that wasn't as damaged as the mom might have thought. The mom came from a real challenging upbringing. I won't go into it. Anyway, there's all positive. And this lady started talking to Tony and started kind of relapsing back into the past and bringing up all this drama of the distant past for her. And what Tony did, it was so slick. He came up and he took her for a walk. He put his arm around her and he walked her away, and then got her and he said, "You are not that person in that chair. You are," he was like basically implying like, this is who you are. Stop relapsing back into the mind of your past self, because you will create that drama and pain all over again because you are that powerful. You are not that. And then she started kind of going on and getting back into it. And he said something along the lines of, he said, "What is sad spelled backwards?" And the woman just thought there for a second and she goes, "Das" or "das." And he said, "Yes, that's true." And then he kept talking because he knew to snap her out of it. You need to snap yourself out of it. Whatever it takes, snap yourself out of it. Stop letting that record play. Take the record and chuck it against the wall and take a baseball bat to that freaking player, because you're not the past. You are now an emerging source of divine light here to help the whole, abundant with connections and connectedness and ideas, and it's a source of divine power and wisdom. That is who and what you are, and that is what you came to express to the world, and don't let your mind tell you otherwise. It's an exciting year, my friend, and it begins now.